Hello, everyone. Let me just fix my camera. Hello, welcome to today. I'm very excited to be here and to have you guys that are here now, and then obviously, we have people watching back from everywhere for this particular session. So hello, wherever you're watching from. I think we've got America, we've got Canada, we've got Switzerland. Hello, I'm from Australia. We've got the UK as well. So I'm really excited to have such a broad spectrum of humans here for this particular event. Now, we are here to talk about big money, honey, which is very exciting. Feminine sales secrets, putting more wealth in the hands of women. Now, I must say, I've got my bae from the UK. He friend from the UK. He'll be watching. So if you're a man, just pay no attention to the fact that it says feminine sales secrets and putting more health in the wealth in the hands of women. All right, I truly do stand for that. Absolutely, the amazing thing about today is that really, learning about feminine sales secrets, it's simply learning about not those pushy tactics, not manipulation. Like, who is it? Like, who, tell me in the comment box, who's fucking done with like pushy tactics and fast action bonus and rah sales and manipulation and all of those different kinds of things, right? I don't know about you guys. Like, I'm such an energetic frequency kind of a human. I absolutely fucking love strategy as well. Like, it's strategy and energetics, the two parts need to play and need to be aligned. But for me, for those two parts to be aligned, the strategies for which we use, to call in big fuck yes money, right, in a strategic, business fashion, also needs to be aligned for me energetically. Like, I don't want people joining my containers or my programs or, buying into something, especially if they don't really want to be there or they haven't been attracted towards us in some way or, raise their hand or whatever it might be. Alrighty. So what's amazing about today is that these the things that we're talking about, they're really amazing and universal. And look, there's a lot of juiciness today, so I'm kind of going to jump into it. I feel like we're going to speed through the first section because I kind of want to get to some of the big money models that we're going to learn about. Alrighty. So let's make some buttons work. No, all right, we won't work. There we go. Hello. So I know what you're thinking. You've probably attended 100 of these events before, and I want to make a promise, all right, to you guys, that we're just going to have some fun. Okay. Like, as I said, we're here to learn feminine sales secrets. And so, I'm not selling to you in this event. This is literally for upgrades and information purposes, like only. All right. And you're going to get so much out of it. That's not just a sales tactic. Like, you're going to get so much out of today. It's not that. Like, I sat here writing it and I was like, man, fuck, like I should remove something, like what should I remove? But I was like, no, I'm giving it all to you because it's juicy as fuck. All right. So the idea is to be interactive. The idea is to ask your questions or make your comments or participate or whatever that looks like to you while you're soaking in the information that we're giving. I love hearing about how you can relate this to yourself. What's going on for you in your life, because today is just all about value. All right. Use and abuse our amazing time here together. Now, what I want you to leave with today is these particular three things. All right. You're going to leave with understanding or having an understanding of the three big mistakes that I see happening in, in coaching businesses, in marketing and things like that across the board, just in business in general. And I'm going to give you the solutions. All right. Because knowing the mistake is only half of it, right? Like, we want to fucking solve the problems that are coming up for us. The second thing we're going to be talking about today is we're going to map making money secrets. All right. So they're three big money models that you need to know so that you can understand how to call in the fucking big bucks. All right. If we don't get this stuff, either you will just clunk along, like who's had that in their business, just clunk, right? Or you'll never feel like you're getting ahead, or your maybe your pricing thermostat is out of whack and things like that. So we want to have a bit of an understanding about these amazing money models so that we can start to use them to our advantage, as multi-six and seven-figure, you know, and beyond businesses already are. And I want you to also leave today with a seven-figure business model. Now, what that means is if you're sweating your way right now, like, you know, 0 to 100K, let's just start there. Guess what? If you learn this seven-figure business model, all right, and you implement it in your business now, it is only going to skyrocket your success, all right? You are going to collapse time between you and making the money of your dreams, all righty? If you are already in six figures and you're wanting to take things multi-six, this very much, you know, seven-figure business model is for you as well. And if you are pushing your way to like seven figures now, you know, it's all about like tightening these things up and making sure that you have a healthy business, not a runaway freight train, you know, that is going to serve you long term, that you know, lends to scalability and growth. All right. That's why these kinds of, you know, the seven-figure business model I'm giving you guys today, it works across the board. And the sooner that we can implement it, you know, the sooner you're going to be able to get amazing results. All right. So I'm really excited for that. Now, here are some things so that you get the most out of today. All right. We, you know, I just suggest, you know, a couple of pieces. All right. Pen and paper. What we know to be true is, I mean, look, you guys are already the amazing action takers. You're already here, right? Or watching this back. You could have been spending your time in any way, shape, or form, but you're here with me. And I really do actually appreciate that. You know, because I'm like, anyone who wants to come and hang out with me for a while, I just think is amazing. So bless you guys for being here. If you want to get the most out of today, what I suggest is that you know, you sit there and you use you know, multiple senses. All right. We know the people who use multiple senses. And what I mean by that is if you're listening, you know, if you're watching, but if you're also writing some things down, then your brain is actually going to retain 80% more. All right. And I want you to leave today, not just with like the knowledge of, you know, oh, okay, like I could and should be doing those things, or that was a good session. You know, I want you to leave today with the wisdom to be able to actually take action off the back of this, you know. And so if you can retain 80% more and it just, you know, embeds and becomes part of you, then, you know, absolutely you're going to go out there and action, you know, I was going to say to the moons, and then I was going to say to the cows come home, or I don't know, whatever, moons or cows, it's up to you. All right. So interact. We love a bit of interaction. If I'm saying something that you love and that you're like, oh my God, fuck yes, or holy crap, that's me, or if you're feeling a little fucking triggered, whatever it might be, put hashtag impact in the comments section. All right. Do a little bit of a run for me now. Give me a hashtag impact if you're, you know, if you guys are still alive and I haven't lost you yet. Hashtag impact. Give me some hashtag impacts. Yeah. Hooray. You're all there. Good. So interact. Let me know if you're like, yeah, you know, that's me. Hashtag impact, hashtag impact. Now, for every time you put hashtag impact into the chat box, we're going to donate an entire week of water to a third world country. All right. So we have big philanthropy work that we do as part of all of my containers, and we contribute to you know, to many of the you know, UN global sustainability channels and things like that, because my greatest desire truly is that if we can lift people up out of poverty, then we unlock so much more human potential, right? And we're all going to elevate together so much faster. People shouldn't be you know, worrying about where, you know, where they're going to get food, water, shelter, you know, their next meal. And when they're not worrying about those things, obviously they can be out there, you know, contributing and innovating and all of these amazing things. So for every hashtag impact that you put in the chat box, we will also double it. All right. So you need to play along. Okay. So please interact, please give me those hashtag impacts so that we can, so that you can help us contribute to our global sustainability channels. We would love that. And the other thing that I would suggest is, look, unless you're watching on your phone, no phones, you know, like we're here for an hour and a half, right? You are going to learn some epic fucking things. I promise you that. And these are the things that could absolutely transform your life and the lives of the people around you and help you make greater fucking impact, you know, like on this planet also. All right. There should be no hopefully business emergencies, children emergency, family emergencies of any kind, that you need to have your phone there, and that you're, having split focus. All right. Because sometimes how you do one thing is how you do many other things. I don't believe everything, but how you do one thing is how you do many other things. So if you're splitting your focus here, where you could be, soaking in some fuck yes, amazing new bits of information that could transform your life, where else are you kind of half doing things? Where else are you splitting your focus, or only, half giving something like an effort, and therefore getting less than a half result? And I want you guys to have full results today. All righty. So, take a breath. This is the problem. One, the problem is that I'm a little bit snotty, so don't mind me. So these are the problems. One, I'm snotty. You'll get used to that today. Two, I swear a lot. So if you're new to me, well, sorry about that. I swear a fair bit. All right. And three, I kind of just yell at you for the next 90 minutes. All right. Because I'm just super fucking passionate about the things that we're here to talk about today. So everyone just take a breath and turn the volume down a little if you need to. So the reason that you're probably here is that you're stressed out, burnt out, and overwhelmed. All right. You've probably hit a time ceiling, an energy ceiling, and an income ceiling, and you're not quite sure how the fuck to get ahead. All right. You're probably trading one-on-one time for money. And I'm going to give you a business model that has you leveraging your time in many ways. You could be stuck at a price point, and you can't figure out how to, add value or what you need to do so that you can bring in more amazing aligned clients who value your time and energy, that is also going to give you the scalability and growth across time and space that you're after. All right. And so the solution really is to implement feminine sales systems, have an understanding of how do we fucking call in big money, honey, all right, and 7-figure business modeling. And so all of those things are exactly what I'm giving you here today. All right. Now, who am I? All right. So just to give you a little quick rundown, why do I get to be this person that is sitting here teaching you today? My hair is tied up. I don't have that hair on today. It's fine. So look, I'm a multimodality health professional. To be honest with you, these are my qualifications, right? Like this is everything that I'm qualified in and I've studied. I was actually writing this list down for the purposes of something else that I needed all of it for. And as I was writing this down, it literally took 3 of us to remember like everything that I'm actually qualified in, because, I spend my life studying and growing. I want to, learn and grow until the day I die. And so, yes, I am a multimodality health professional that is obsessed with learning, and also teaching. But that's kind of some of the boring stuff. All right. Look, I've been running multi-million-dollar businesses since I was 19, which has been very exciting. But the way that I see it is, look, I'm a transformational leader of a social enterprise. What that means is I get to fucking transform lives for a living. And not only that, but I get to help people who help others. And that's why I say, you could be anywhere and you're here with me today. And I truly do believe, and feel that is such a fucking honor, right? I couldn't do what it is that I do, if you weren't out there being the amazing coach that you are. All right. I serve those who serve others. Fuck yes to that. And what's really important is that we have an understanding that even though we are in a service-based business, where we're often dealing with people's emotionality and mentality, physicality, spirituality, all the different levels, right? That you are in fact safe to make impact on other people's lives, but you're also okay and safe to make impact on your own life too. All right. I want you to have income and impact. And so for me, look, as I sort of alluded to with our hashtag impacts, yes, I can see a few more popping in now. My mission literally, here on this planet is to unlock greater human potential. I want you to have access to the education, to the business, to resources, to growth, to people, all of those amazing things. All righty. So together we can absolutely transform lives. Now, what I will say with that is this, all right, is that coaching, whatever your modality, all right, like as I said, I've got a list of a few, whatever your modality, whatever you're coaching in, coaching is one skill set and business is another, all right? So it's not enough for you to be a fuck yes, amazing coach, because if nobody knows who you are, or you can't get yourself out there, or you're hiding in the background of your own business, then obviously that, like I want you impacting, on a global scale, right? And so to me, it's so important, to support coaches, with their businesses and give you that long-term, long-term day-to-day, week-to-week, month-to-month, year-to-year support that you need to be going out there and making the impact and income that you want. All righty. So I want to ask you a bit of a question, just as we get started. What would it mean to you what would it mean in your life if you could make an additional $50,000 in the next month? All right. What would it mean to you? And type a couple of things in like to the chat box. What would it mean to you in your life, if you were able to make an additional $50,000 in the next month? Yeah, freedom, choice, yep, capitals, right? Impact, absolutely, yeah. What would it mean to you that if every month was a $50,000 month and that was only the beginning? Because let me tell you, it really is. Like the coaching industry is like a billions of dollar industry these days. And what's so amazing is when you look at this picture on the planet right now, right? Peace, yes, absolutely. All right, all of these lights that are lit up down there on the planet, all of these people are people who are there and, that ready to be served by you. And what's amazing is that we're not here for everyone. All right, I'm not here for everyone. Like my ego, I know it takes a little bit of a beating and a backseat when I say that, but it is actually true. Who I am here for is to serve my most ideal soul clients. And there are billions of people on this planet. So how many do we really need? 20 out of billions of people, right? And so the ability for you to grow your success, to be able to be 50k a month business, to make $50,000 within the next month. You can see behind me balloons. This is a very belated celebration of $100,000 months. $100,000 months, you guys. Sky of 5 years ago could never have imagined that, or maybe she dreamt of that, but to actually see it and bring it into reality, doing the things that I love, living my passion every fucking single day, and it started, with so many of the things that I'm actually already going to be teaching you today anyway. All right. And my desire for you is not only, that you make $50,000 within the next month, right? But that you continue to make that amount of money month after month after month thereafter. All righty. So let's jump in and learn some of the big things. Oh my gosh, amazing. Somebody said, if it's monthly, yeah. Travel, freedom, quality of life. That's it. Time. Yes, amazing. Giving more is big on my list, impacting more lives, right? But being able to start with your own, I'm a very mission-driven human, and you are allowed to want for the greater collective, but there are definitely things that I'm calling into my own reality right now too, and we're allowed to have both. So let's start with you so that you're set, you're solid, you're lit up, you're living your fucking mission every single day on a freedom lifestyle. So then, my sneaky, my evil plan after that is so that you can obviously, help me on my mission to transform, greater lives. Yes, fuck yes, bring on both, somebody just said. So let's learn the mistakes, shall we? The things that I see that are going wrong far too often. All right, I'm going to breeze through these for you. Number one, you're too basic. All right. It is not enough. It is not enough to be basic anymore, honestly, and it's not because the marketplace is flooded and that this and that, and you're competing. I do not believe in competition. We just blew the idea of competition up, you guys, because remember, there are billions of people on this planet. And how many do you really need? Like 20 or something like that? 20 VIP clients, can easily make you $1 million a year. Right. And so, or $500,000 a year, we get 40 of them $1 million a year easy. Right. And so you can't be out there being basic. You cannot be vanilla and you cannot be beige. All right. The idea is you need to go out there and be fucking rainbow. So how do we do that? All right. The solution is to create an authority brand. All right. Now, an authority brand comprises of 3 individual things. And what I must tell you is that, any one of these things, I actually teach masterclasses based on any one of these things alone. Right. And so I'm giving you the snapshot that you can literally take right now to have this understanding. Well, if my marketing is not landing, what is it that I need to do? If my lead generation, I'm not getting a really amazing flow of leads right now, what do I need to do? Or is my product really hitting the mark with my most ideal client? What do I need to do? This is what you need to do. You need to create an authority brand, and you need to sell every day. You need to collapse time between you and making the money that you so desire, you and the making the money that you so desire. All right. Now, the pieces that comprise an authority brand is these 3 things. It's having brand pillars, all right? You need to know exactly what you stand for and what you stand against, okay? Because if you're going to go out there and, not be a basic bitch any longer, right? Then you need to make sure that you know exactly the key things that you stand for. So for me, I stand for feminine sales. I stand for more wealth in the hands of women. I stand for impact. I stand for 7-figure business modeling, which you guys are going to learn about today. And I stand for high ticket offers. All right. I don't do prostitution. Like, I really don't, And so anyone who comes and works with me, it's because they want to elevate to a new level, of offering. All right. High ticket offers. No more prostituting yourself for $50 a week, like with 24/7 access, and, because you're going to be hustling for low dollar clients that do not respect your time and energy, right? That expect an arm and a leg, and that often don't take responsibility for their own actions and therefore their results, right? Because if you're paying, like, let's say $50 a week for something, right? Then do you feel that, like, really you could, there's no balls in the game. You could lose $50 and be like, all right, well, I'm only going to half do the work because I'm only half invested, which is going to get me half a result or less, And so it's so important that you get very clear, specific. Now, in terms of branding pillars, let me just give you a little bit of additional information. Like, my button's undone. It's just this dress. It's fine. That you only need about 5 to 8 maximum. You shouldn't have more than 8 branding pillars. There are other topics that will come under them, but you should have key things, right? So for me, 7-figure business modeling, and under that, comes the value equation. It becomes niche market advantage. It comes, empire suites and, signature programs, and like, there's all these things that come under that single one heading. And so when I take that, excuse me as I hiccup at you, when I take that out there to the marketplace, it's because I'm talking so fast and trying to breathe. When I take those branding pillars out there to the marketplace, it is very clear and specific as to what I am talking about in my messaging and marketing, because I'm constantly bringing the same ideas home. I stand for more wealth in the hands of women. I stand for, that every time we do something in business, something good happens in the world. I stand for impact and income. I stand for feminine sales systems. I stand for 7-figure business modeling. I stand for high ticket selling. All right. Those key things. Now, the next thing you need to have an understanding of is your soul client avatar messaging, because the idea is that you want to be you want to know your soul client avatar so well that it's like they're your best friend. All right. Because they are. This is the human that you want to work with every single day. All right. Now, when we understand, our soul client avatar, and I'm not talking about the boring stuff. I don't care if they're a woman aged 20 to 60, that is not a niche. Right? Niche is, she is 37, she has 2 children. She is struggling with XYZ. These are the things that are keeping her up at night. These are her, fears. These are her frustrations. These are her desires and aspirations. These are the things that she is unconsciously, she's not even consciously aware, are tripping her up and holding her back. You need to know this person better than they know themselves. All right. And you need to have tangible and intangible outcomes. Write that down. All right. Tangible and intangible outcomes. Intangible outcomes are things like happy and confidence. All right. These things are intangible. They're not measurable. All righty. So it's sometimes hard to quantify. So tangible outcomes are things like 5 kilograms of weight loss, or making $10,000, a month, or something like that. They are things that are measurable. How will you know, or how will they know when they've achieved those goals? All right, because the result is clear. And so when we understand this soul client avatar, as if they are our best friend, again, we can combine our branding pillars and our soul client avatar messaging and speak very directly to those outcomes. And to the tangible, and yes, a little bit of the intangible outcomes as well, but you need to know what they are. You speak to your soul client for the 100% bullseye match. All right, the 100% bullseye match. Because what happens is when you're talking to Betty, who's 37, who has the 2 children, who stays awake at night thinking this, and this, right? If you speak to many people, no one hears you. Speak to one person, speak to fucking Betty directly, and many will hear you. All right. And this is how we become, rainbow, no more beige. All right. And the final piece to that is then unique mechanism. And your unique mechanism really comes down to your deliverable, right? How are you supporting, like Betty, we're going with, how are you supporting Betty on her A to B journey? How is she getting from here to here? Like, what is it that she wants, those desires, those aspirations, those fears? And how is it that what we're doing, in our programs, or whatever it might be, how are we the solution to that problem for her? All right, or him or them. All righty. So these 3 things together, this is an authority brand, and you get out there and you sell every single day. The second mistake I see is you're going for the jugular. All right. I say go out there and sell every single day. But what that doesn't mean is that all you do is go out there and sell every single day. I find that it's very much one way or the other. People, coaches in particular, are either out there just giving value, maybe beige value, never really targeting anyone too specifically. And then aren't actually, leading people towards a sale or some kind of call to action, which doesn't necessarily have to be buy my shit. All right. Sometimes a call to action could be, I'm doing a Q&A this Thursday in my community group, come along. We're talking about XYZ, right? Pain point to promised land, pain point to promised land. So going for the jugular is when we're literally just going out there and we're saying, I have a program. It's, $50,000. Somebody buy it. Right. Or where, even selling in the DMs, like we have organic lead generation strategies, we have organic sales strategies and things like that. And look, if you're doing low ticket, maybe you can sell in the DMs, like no drama. But if you want to sell something that's a little bit more high ticket, that's a bit more exclusive and VIP, you want to give your potential clients more of an exclusive VIP experience. And to do that, we need to build what we call relationship equity. All right, relationship equity. You want to build relationship equity, and to do that, it's about connecting with people. All right. And so some of the things that we can do, is what we call the next most logical step. All right. So, going out there, yes, posting based on our branding pillars and adding value based on, tangible and intangible outcomes, speaking to those things constantly, very specifically, so that your messaging is not wishy-washy or unclear. It's like you're just ramming the same things home again and again and again and again and again. Right. We want to do what we call hand raisers, because part of feminine sales techniques, and again, it doesn't matter if you have a penis or a vagina, you can use, feminine sales techniques, right? The idea is that we want people coming towards us. All right. We're not forcing ourselves upon, others, right? We want people raising their hands, identifying themselves, being like, oh my God, yes. Like, I love what it is that you're doing. I need to be a part of this. Tell me about it. All right. So to do that, we might want to run some kind of a freebie offer, like a 3-day challenge or something like that. Running event strategies is a really great way, again, to build that sort of likability, that connection point, and build that relationship equity. People buy people. Your clients are buying you. All right. And so it's so important that you're making those personal connections yourself in one way or another. All right. And the best ways to do that, is obviously live in some way. So some kind of freebie offer, a 3-day challenge, something along those lines. If you're doing lots of live videos, that's really amazing as well. Then going to something like a chat sequence where you're actually talking to people, like the lost art of talking to people, without forcing yourself upon them, right? Like actually just chatting but being genuine about it too. Like I find people so fucking fascinating, I love talking to them. If you're here now, you and I have, spoken like probably many times before. Because I love making that genuine connection with humans. And if there is some way that I can help them like this, like, just showing up to a value adding piece with no expectation and with no pressure, I'm still on mission to be doing that, right? Because if you can take something that you've learned today, or that you've learned in a conversation that we've had in the DMs or something like that, and you're able to go out there and change or tweak something in your business or your life or to transform somebody else's life, my work is done, right? And so having conversations is beautiful. Jumping on the phone as well, so you might go from having some kind of offer, doing all your posting and stuff like that, to some kind of offer, to going into a chat and feeling into somebody to see if you're both a good match for one another. Because remember, we're running businesses of integrity. So it's okay if somebody is not your ideal client, and or if you're not the most ideal person for them. Because within integrity, like we would only make an offer to somebody that we truly believe in what it is that they're doing, them as a human, and that we can help. All right. Those 3 things are really fucking important. And so jumping on the phone, having a chat with somebody, and then maybe off the back of that, obviously offering some kind of, program or offering a hero product, or redirecting them to something else that you have that already exists, if that's a better fit for them. Like we have a podcast that's out there. Sometimes I tell people to go and, watch or listen to that rather, if I think like, that's the thing that they need. Right. And so we're not going for the jugular. We're not just going straight to, hello, I have this thing. It's, X amount of dollars. Buy it, And also I find that sometimes, like, let me just side note here, for us energetic humans, sometimes we can kind of get caught up in like alignment a little bit. And what I find is that alignment can be like a cover for I'm scared of selling. And how that might show up is that, we kind of, we might say things in our head like, oh, it's okay. Well, look, I sent them the offer. Like I gave them all the details, feature. People don't buy based on the feature-based list. Let me just tell you. So if you're out there sending a feature-based list, you get this and you get that, and then you get this other thing, and then here's the price. But then alignment, you leave it in their court because if they're the appropriate client for you and your soul's connection, then, they'll reach out or they'll come back based on that information alone. And I often get a lot of clients that kind of come to me that, have been doing that, and really once we start, kind of start digging in there, what it really is that, they're scared to actually have a real depthy conversation with someone, or their, fear of rejection is coming up because they might say no. And so we don't want to jump on the phone to them because that feels a little bit scary and all of these different things, right? So I'm a firm believer in, balancing the strategy and energetics of everything with the behavioral science, of the mind. And us, the human portion that does maybe fear a little bit of rejection or failure or success or, any of the judgment and all those kinds of things. All right. So the third mistake that I often see, which is probably, one of the ones to the greatest amount of detriment. Look, let me just see that you're all still alive. Give me some hashtag impacts. Like we want to donate many weeks of water today and double it. Give me some hashtag impacts if this is landing with you, if this is making sense to you and you're like, yeah, wow, fuck. Alrighty. Hashtag impact. Yes. Awesome. Thank you. Hashtag impact. There we go. Impact. Love that. Thank you. You're still alive. So this one, you're winging it. Right. And we've all been there, right? We've been winging it, or maybe even reactionary. Who's ever had feast and famine in their business where you kind of go, oh my God, I've got no fucking money. So now I'm going to put my foot down on the pedal and I'm going to do all these things. So then we go into like this frantic hustle mode and we're winging it and we're hoping, yep, people are saying yes. Like, hands up, right? If you've ever done that, we've all been there, right? Guilty. Yes. Guilty as charged. And we might end up being reactionary. And so we end up creating this inconsistent action within our business, which creates, inconsistent results. And often what we can cause is what we call a financial lag. All right. So you might be in a financial lag right now. And what I want you to do is think back over the last, 3 months, right? Because what we do affects our business for 90 days. Okay. So think about what you were doing in like January, February, or maybe in January, February, you were in hustle mode because you started winding up the year in like November, December. And so that winding up of the year then creates a financial lag come January, February. And so then you're in hustle mode again. And then you have an amazing January because January can be, awesome. Everybody's New Year's resolutions. And so you're like, yes, we've started off strong, but then the same thing happens again, right? We clunk along and we end up creating, as we said, feast and famine. Now, what I will say for those who are here in Australia with me, if you're overseas, ignore this, is that we're coming into winter and we have this perception, and it's actually, it's not necessarily true. It's a false positive. And what that means is that we often believe that, we're coming into winter, everyone hibernates, nobody needs coaching, things are winding up. And what I can tell you is, my clients right now are fucking smashing it. I can literally send you like results, we've got, people who are on, trials. Like one client's got, 9 people on trial this week. She just signed up another 3 off the back of signing up like 5 in the last couple of weeks and things like that. Like, it does not have to be feast and famine when you have the right strategies and systems in place and you do them and you stay consistent. And the other important lesson of this week, let me tell you, is to really understand that your business needs to not run based on your emotions on any given day. All right? Because if you're the roadblock to you and your own success, you need to remove yourself from the equation in some way. And what we often see is that, like, social media seems to be the big one, right? Social media that we wake up one day and we're tired and we're not really feeling it and we're a bit fucking busy and things happening with our families and in our life. Again, tell me you're guilty if this is ever any of you. And so the things are happening and then you don't end up getting any posting out there, to like, yes, drive, more engagement or whatever. And so again, we're just clunking along, inconsistent. And so what it means is you need to have content banked, right? That you've already pre-created so that regardless of how you're feeling on any given day, stuff is going out there. Your business, needs to not rely on your emotionality at any given moment. Okay, it's super, super important. So parts of the solution also is the idea that nothing happens in isolation in business. Okay, so every piece of content that you are putting out there should have purpose and not just engagement. I mean, engagement, yes, we want that, but again, it should be tied back to your, soul client avatar tangible outcomes, or it should be tied to, your branding pillars. It should have calls to action, so people know what they are meant to do off the back of how inspired they're feeling by your content, which then puts them into some kind of, like lead generation / sales system where maybe you have, chats lead to calls lead to, offers, and your deliverable, your unique mechanism, everything is tied together in a really clean way. You need to know what your business is and what it isn't. You need to have those systems in place. All right. What we often see happening, just to add a little bit, is, spaghetti on the wall. We're throwing an offer out there, being reactionary, hoping something that, will stick. And we're just like, okay, well, that didn't work, or I don't know, or I did this deal 2 months ago and it worked, and now I put it out there again this week and that didn't eventuate or whatever. We need to be more consistent and strategic in business. It's that simple. All right. You could be the most amazing coach in the world, but if your business skill set sucks, it's not enough. All right. It's not enough. You've got to learn business as well. And business specifically, if you're a coach, for coaching business, because it runs in a very particular way. All right. So look, this is the empire model. Everyone take a photo. Take a photo. Ready? I'm just going to wait a second, get your phones out. So this is the Empire model as part of my Empire Business Academy. All right. This is what we run based on. And I want you to have this so that you've got a little bit of an idea about the different kinds of areas that you need to pay attention to within your, within your business, within your realm. And you need to have them all, really even. So if we look at the you portion is all the things that are like your mindset, your frequency, and your life force. How are you feeling? Are you lit up? Are you, in joy, fun, play, pleasure, passion every single day? Are you taking time off as you need it? Are you hustling too much? Like where are you at? Do you need help with your money mindset and your money thermostat? Like, are you feeling stuck, energy ceiling, income ceiling, burnt out, stressed out, overwhelmed? All right. Your business, the tribe. These are the 3 areas. Now, in terms of your business, you need to look after the business asset as its own entity. All right. And these things need to be separate. It's not all just this one big blur. There is the you portion that you need strategies around. There is the your business portion. Now, your business is system, strategy, structures, and support. All right. Do you have the systems in place that are rinse and repeat? Do you have the support that you need from people who know what the fuck they're doing, whether that's a mentor or whether that's bringing on team, like even just a VA to start with, right? Or maybe additional coaches and things like that. Do you have the strategies that are bringing in consistent, leads and, leads and marketing leading to sales, leading to, all those different bits and pieces, and the structures, so that again, it's really clear and your deliverable and things like that. It's just smooth sailing. Again, what we see too often is spaghetti on the wall, throwing out a million different offers in 100 different ways, just hoping something sticks. We've got 10 clients, but 100 different prices, because we're doing it based on emotionality on any given day, because ouch, right? So your business needs to be looked after by as its own entity. And then your tribe. And your tribe, we want to make sure obviously they're lit up, they're getting radical results, taking aligned action, and that you're creating independence, not dependence. All right. Like our business clients, obviously, I don't want them to feel as if like, oh my God, they can't function without me. I want them to feel confident in the decisions that they're making. I want them to have the knowledge, that if something comes up, that they're going to be really resilient and resourceful about finding an answer to that and things like that. That's what I want for you as well. I don't want people messaging you at 11 o'clock at night saying, I've actually had clients that have been messaged saying how many calories in an avocado at 11 o'clock at night. I don't fucking know. Google, right? And so we want to make sure, and it's not about not helping people. It's about making sure that they're learning the skill set so that they can go out there in an amazingly impactful way themselves as well. Now, what we often see happen is that you become a slave to the business and a martyr to the tribe. All right. And the balances are all out of whack. So when you're becoming a martyr to the tribe, when you're just like, I'm available 24/7. I have no boundaries. I'm sacrificing prices. I'm letting people cancel on me last minute, all these different things, right? You're going to literally create that runaway freight train. You are going to be stressed out, burnt out, and overwhelmed. All right. It is so important that, obviously you're not becoming that martyr to a tribe. Like who's ever been in that situation before? And generally when we're a martyr to the tribe, the piece that falls off is not only our own life force, but the business. We're not charging our worth. We don't have any strategies or systems in place. And again, you're going to be burnt out if you don't have strategies and systems in place because there's no regularity to the things that you're doing. There's no KPIs, key performance indicators. You're not, showing up in a way that is systemized, right? And that is going to get you that consistent result so that you're literally just going up and up and up and up and up. All right. So we want to stop that. Okay, this is one of my clients. This is a one-on-one client of mine. This is Zoe. She felt that her strategy was all wrong when she came to me. She was kind of the spaghetti on the wall. She's a neurodivergent parent educator, and so she coaches parents, who are either neurodivergent or who have children and families, obviously, that are neurodivergent too. And so she had a bunch of different offers going on, and there was no kind of cohesion for her. And so what we did was a big diagnostic on her business. We then implemented the 7-figure, Empire Suite business model that I'm teaching you guys today. We started working together in May. By December, she had made over $300,000 and we retired her partner. Right? So this is what's possible when you streamline and when you have a really clear, business model, that this leads to this, leads to this, this leads to this, leads to this, right? It's recreatable across time and space. So no kind of, craziness and whatever that's going on. So let's have a conversation about big money, honey, and money secrets. Let me just have a sip of water for a second. We made it through that. Tell me your biggest takeaway so far. Tell me your biggest takeaway based on those mistakes. What is jumping out at you right now? Or where do you feel like you're at or something like that? Like, is there one that you're like, I feel personally attacked right now? Or what's your next best move? Give me some chat. Let me know you're alive. Well, we'll all just sit here awkwardly until somebody says something. Love that for us. There we go. We need systems, yes, because nothing happens in isolation, and nor should it. Yeah, so no spaghetti. Need strategy. All right, did I bring that home enough? Right? Absolutely. Yeah. Like that's kind of the big one, right? We need to have strategy in place, and the support that's going to get you there as well. Like, because again, we don't know everything. Like, we just don't. And that's okay. It's not your job to know everything. But if you can find like seamless, amazing strategy systems and support that are going to help you get to the levels that you're after, so that you're able to be out there in frequency, lit up, right? And we basically have a saying around like my containers: if it's not joy, fun, play, pleasure, passion, it's not for you. All right. It's that simple. So right strategy is the answer to the feast and famine of the business. Exactly. So who wants to learn about some money secrets now so that we can put these mistakes and these solutions, implement them in our business? Yes, impact. Let's learn about money. Boom. So the first thing in relation to money is this. There is a bit of a lie out there at the moment. All right. And the lie is that the economy is fucked. All right. Oh my God, the economy is so bad and nobody's got any money at the moment. And, it's like it's all dried up and we're in a recession, all these different things. But it's actually not true, right? The same amount of money is out there, and and that money is in the hands of particular people. And so what our job is to find the people who have the money so that we can get the results, right? And so what happens in times of economic uncertainty, so we are in a time of economic uncertainty, right, is the bottom of the market drops out. But you don't want to be targeting the bottom of the market anyway, because the bottom of the market are those people that I was saying before that are often energy suckers, who expect an arm and a leg in your firstborn child, who don't take action, radical action or radical self-responsibility. They're the bottom of the market, right? They're the ones who, want you to slave like 24/7, right? For whatever, $50 a week or that kind of a thing. They're the ones who are going to go, I don't know, it's a little bit expensive. And then you're going to turn around and be like, oh my God, I'm too expensive. And then you're going to feel shit about yourself. But it's because you're targeting the bottom of the market. It's always going to be the bottom of the market, right? And so in times of economic uncertainties, the bottom of the market drops out, like that's fine. The middle of the market goes into a little bit of flux. All right. And what that means is that, yes, they might be a little bit more reserved in how and where they're spending the money. All right. But the interesting thing is that the top of the market is business as usual. Right. And the top of the market are the people who have the most amounts of money, of disposable income to be able to spend. So the problem isn't that the economy is bad or the economy is out of whack. The problem is that you're targeting the wrong part of the market. Right? The bottom of the market is always going to be the bottom of the market. It is always going to be in flux. It is always going to drop out. The middle of the market is having a little bit of uncertainty at the moment. And so, yes, it's sort of like, okay, well, where do I want to spend my money? And so what you want to do is change so that, in fact, if you have a higher dollar product, right? And we might need to have a discussion about worthiness. That's fine. But if you have a higher dollar product, that in fact, those people, they're easy to sell to. It's like, they're like, yeah, cool. No worries. Like, sounds good. Send me the bill, right? They pay on time. They pay in full. They actually often respect your time more because they've got balls in the game, right? And so it's funny, I have this conversation with my mentor, and my mentor has this conversation with his mentor. So I go to my mentor and I'm like, I'm sorry to bother you today. Like, I just want to ask something quickly. And he's like, stop fucking apologizing, Sky. Like, just stop apologizing, like just ask the fucking question. And I'm like, okay, sorry. And, and I'll ask him the question and stuff like that. But thank you. Because I really appreciate his fucking time. Right. Because he's a busy man doing amazing things. And I'm like, okay, well, like, I'm so lucky, like, to be in that energy and to get that level of support. And then what he told me recently as well, he's like, it's so funny. I go and say that, like, he goes and says that to his own mentor as well. He's like, hello, sorry, just need to ask you something for a second, and his mentor's like, stop apologizing. That's what I'm here for. Right. And so it's a totally different ball game. It is a totally different energy and frequency. What it doesn't mean is, you can't ask questions and whatever. Like, it's not that. It's just that there is a level of understanding and respect with people who are used to going out there and investing in coaching and investing in themselves and their personal development, or investing in their health and their relationships and their wealth and all of those different things. So you need to start targeting a little bit different with your messaging and your marketing, so that actually, in fact, you're able to charge a higher dollar figure. And people are like, there are people who aren't even in your realm right now because you were too cheap. They're looking at you and they're like, yeah, that, that's cute. Like, I think I want to elevate. I want to invest at a different level than that. All right. So stop pandering to the bottom of the market and stop competing based on price. Because if you're competing based on price, then it is a race to the bottom. All right. Which is exactly why, what we teach is high ticket, like high ticket offers, right? High end programs and things like that, because I don't want you hustling for fucking low dollar clients, prostituting yourself, burnt out over it. Just creates more of the same, right? It's called a mass numbers model. And I just don't believe in them, like I don't want you charging $30 and, needing to have 1,600 people, to even make $5,000 a fucking week or something, right? It's no. All right. Now, the second money model that I want to talk to you about today is called the cash flow quadrants. All right. And it really highlights what I was just talking about of where the money's at. Because the thing is that the same amount of money is out there in the economy. You've just got to figure out, like, where is the money? Who, in whose hands is the money right now. All right. So that we can then obviously create some deals and offers and elevate where you're at, so that you're able to tap into those pieces in the market. Okay. So what's really interesting is that 95% of the population hold 5% of the world's wealth. All right. 5% of the population hold 95% of the world's wealth. All right. The top 5% hold 95% of the world's wealth. All right. So 95% of the population are employees and self-employed. And some of you might feel as if you're self-employed right now. Maybe you have an ABN, maybe you're running, your coaching business, you've been doing it a while, but you're possibly clunking along, right? It could be because right now you're self-employed. You're working like, you're on the hamster wheel, working in your business, all of the time. And what happens is you need to start to make that distinction, to go from being self-employed to being a business owner, to operational mindset, to organizational, structures, to being the CEO. Okay. And in making that transition and actually looking at your business more like an organization, then it's me and I'm doing the coaching and I'm going to call in X amount of clients and stuff like that. If you're like, right, I'm actually running, like I'm fucking running a business here, and this is, I've got to put my CEO hat on, and I've got to make decisions and I've got to take actions that serve the business, the strategies, the systems, the structures, and the support. And in doing that, making that, even just mindset transition alone, you will start to become part of the 5% who holds 95% of the world's wealth. All right. And so those people are entrepreneurs, business owners, and investors. All righty. So again, having this understanding, it's not just about, well, who do I need to target in the marketplace? And I'm saying that you can't have offers that, that people, if somebody is employed, they're not your client. It's not about that. All right. What it is about is both sort of saying, well, where is the money in the economy right now, so that we can, like target them a little bit more, because they have the disposable income to invest into personal development in the three big areas, which is business, so wealth, right? Relationships and health. Right? We all come under one of those topics. Okay. I have a hair stuck to my lip gloss. Don't mind me. And then for you, what's important about this money model is understanding that you need to make the transition. Again, you can't just be beige in your business. Being beige doesn't just mean, being basic doesn't just mean, putting up a post and the post maybe not landing. Yes, that is being a bit basic, a bit vanilla. Where is this hair moving to? Oh my God, there it is. I got it. Okay, right. But it also means, like running your business in a beige fashion as well, right? Like being indecisive, procrastinating, not taking action, not seeking help, or being a control freak and, holding too much of it too tightly, versus being adaptable, putting yourself out there, even clearing up your own stuck patterns, whatever that might be. It could be worthiness issues, money. It could be fear of judgment, which can sometimes cock block our success. It's exactly as I said before. It's why I teach in the way that we teach business across our Empire Business Academy. We teach strategically, behaviorally, and universally. Strategically, behaviorally, and universally. All right, because to me, those three things, I can't just teach flat strategy, because no amount of strategy is going to out-strategy a poor mindset or a worthiness issue or imposter syndrome that's coming up. Or if you've got a fear of judgment, yet you want to be a coach, but you're scared to put yourself out there because somebody might say something mean, like we've got to work on that. So I can't just give you the most amazing strategies, without also helping you in all the, the clunky conscious, unconscious mind things that are going on as well. I think both of them need to come together. And I truly believe that there is a greater universal perspective to play, as at part as well. All right. So that's what you need to understand, that we want to get you stepping up and stepping into, and we do this with our clients. I said, I'm not here to sell you this. I'm just giving you ideas and thinking, right? Like we do monthly, we call them setup sessions, which is all targets and tracking and, setting, call them intentional priorities. What are the next top 3 things that you need to do to move your business forward now? So having this level of diagnostic on your business every single month, and we do quarterly as well, every single quarter at the beginning of the year, it means that you're stepping out of self-employed mode and you're stepping into, becoming that business owner, that CEO, and actually moving yourself, towards measurable strategic goals. All right. And this is important. If this is resonating, give me some hashtag impacts, you guys, because this is the stuff that's honestly going to transform you, your existence, your life, your business, your finances, your freedom, your happiness, your confidence. Amazing. Hashtag impact, hashtag impact. So the laws of compensation. All right. This is the third money model that I want to talk to you about today. All right. So the amount of money you earn will always be in exact proportion to these 3 things. All right. The law of compensation says that the amount of money that you earn will always be in exact proportion to these 3 things. All right. The first thing is the need for what you do. All right. The need for what you do. So the amount of money that you earn, my brain just froze apparently, glitch in the matrix, will always be in exact proportion to the need for what you do. All right. So let's say that there is a nurse and there is an athlete. All right. Now let's ask a question. Is there a need for a nurse out there? Yes. Let's all agree that there is a need for nurses. We need nurses. We actually, depending on where you are, actually everywhere in the world, I think right now needs more nurses. All right. So yes, tick. right? The law of compensation says you will earn the amount of money in relation to the exact proportion, of the need for what you do. Now, is there a need for an athlete? Look, yes, it's entertainment, it's sport, it's those different things. Is there the need for a rocket scientist? Like, yes, absolutely. There's a need for a rocket scientist, right? But what we know to be true is the amount that a nurse gets paid, versus what an athlete or a rocket scientist gets paid will be completely different amounts, right? So this can't be it. So the law of compensation says it needs to be in relation to these three things. The second thing is, boop, boop, there it is, your ability to do it. All right. Like, how good are you at your job? All right. So a nurse, you can have an amazing nurse and they are really fucking good at doing their job. All right. They could be the best nurse, in the world. All right. Now let's look at the athlete or the rocket scientist. They could be the best athlete in the world. And think about how much money some of those athletes out there, like they get paid, like millions a year, millions, right? For whatever, whatever sport they're in. And the same with like a rocket scientist, gets paid really fucking highly as well. Now, their ability to do those jobs, like the best athlete in the world would get paid, as we said, millions and millions because they are the best of the best. And the same, if you were the best rocket scientist in the world, you'd also get paid quite a lot of money too. All right. And you'd probably be headhunted. Different organizations would want them to work for them and things like that, space race kind of stuff. So the law of compensation says the amount of money you earn will always be in exact proportion to these three things. And it needs to be all three of them. And right now, we've got a nurse who's amazing at doing their job, and there is absolutely a need for a nurse. And we've got an athlete that's, that's the best athlete in the world, amazing at doing their job. And there is a need to have an athlete or a rocket scientist, but they get paid completely proportionately differently. And the third thing is why. So the third piece of the law of compensation says the difficulty there is in replacing you. All right. The law of compensation says the amount of money you earn will always be in exact proportion to this. The difficulty there is in replacing you. Now, we could argue that, we do need more nurses out there, but if a nurse left a job, would that nurse be able to be replaced quite easily? Yes, probably. There'd be another nurse that would then jump into that position, or other people out there studying nursing, that would then join the workforce. And, so the difficulty in replacing them, there isn't much difficulty. All right. Whereas if you looked at the best athlete in the world, would they be replaceable? Not easily, right? Like the best of the best. And the same with a rocket scientist. Not that many people are out there doing rocket science, right? So the law of compensation says the amount of money you will earn is always going to be in exact proportion to these three things: the need for what you do. So making sure whatever it is you're doing in coaching, that there is a need for that particular thing. And I already told you that there are three main kinds of coaching. We generally all come under one of these three things: wealth and business, relationships, and health. So there is a need for what you do, your ability to do it. You could be the best fucking coach in the world. I want you to be the best coach in the world. I trust you already come with that amazing skill set, and helping you, formulate your unique mechanism, your way in which of doing, that you do it, right, is then going to help to make you irreplaceable. The difficulty there is in replacing you. So it's so important that you understand that you need to be irreplaceable in one way or another. So how do we take what it is that you're doing right now, the amazing magic that is already you, and we create, such a unique mechanism, a way of doing it, a deliverable, that means that people are seeking you out as the expert in your field, and that you are, irreplaceable. All right. Write that question down. How do I become irreplaceable? All right. It's one of the most important questions you need to answer, have a bit of a ponder, come back to me at some point in time, because that is how you are able to, charge the big bucks. Now, it's okay if you don't know the answer to that right now. All right. Because sometimes we get a bit of amnesia and we're like, I don't know why I'm irreplaceable. Like that just broke my brain. Fuck, like it doesn't mean that you can't, elevate your worth. And, and it is also about growing your financial thermostat across time and space. Okay. So again, that could be an area that you need a little bit of help and support in, is figuring out like how you become irreplaceable so that you become that go-to expert in your field. All right. So client spotlight, this is Beck. Beck had a lot of limiting beliefs when I started working with her. Over a year and a half ago, nearly 2 years ago now, crazy. We started working together in a 12-week program it was. And what was amazing about Beck was that she we'd have a coaching call and she'd be in tears. Like that's not the amazing thing, but she would be crying and she'd be really fucking triggered and her wordiness, and she didn't believe that she could charge XYZ dollars or run a VIP program and all these different things. But the amazing thing about Beck was that she trusted, and even in all of that fear, she took action anyway. And in under 6 weeks, we were able to get her 24 clients, which was 124 plus $1,000 in under 6 weeks we were able to generate with her. All right. She literally went from, and I'm not even kidding, she was in a mass numbers model, like an affiliate of a program. She was literally making like $70 a week before she met me. Right. And then we did this program together. It was amazing. We had this beautiful experience, and she still has some limiting beliefs in there. But as I said, what was amazing was she trusted the process and she took steps anyway. All right. And look at the amazing result that she got. So 7-figure business models. All right, we're going to do 7-figure business models. Not all business models are made the same. Some business models, as we've been discussing, will have you hustling for low dollar clients. All right, whereas other business models will have you lit up, cashed up, and literally having that freedom, lifestyle, and choice that you so desire. All right, and so I'm going to give you what that is. So again, this is your Empire Suite as part of my Empire Business Academy. Now I'm just going to get my little drawery thing out here. Let me see and make sure this works. I'll probably fuck it up. Hang on. Wait, where are we? We're here. Okay. So what we're going to look at is one. Oh, it's upside down. Like that didn't go in the right direction. There we go. One. There it is. 1, 2, 3. All right. So this is your Empire Suite. Okay. This is a clear structure for a 7-figure business model. All right. Now, the first thing that you want to have is what we call a signature program. All right. A signature program. This writing is just insane. You're welcome, everyone. So you want to have a signature program. Now, the signature program, and I'll tell you why I'm teaching you about the signature program first in a second, all right? I'm giving you a particular order for a reason. So the first thing is we want to create some kind of signature program. Now, what your signature program is it's leverage time. It is a one-to-many approach, all right? You need to stop trading one-on-one time for money. All right. And you need to create some kind of a program where you're able to have, and run like with multiple people in it at any one time. All right. It's super important. So you've got this beautiful signature program. It is a point A to point B journey, and it is fixed. All right. And what I mean by fixed is that it's a point A to point B journey, that people are coming to join you for a particular amount of time. It could be an 8-week program, could be a 12-week program, something along those lines, where they're going to get, a particular result. All right. A particular outcome, based on those tangible outcomes of your soul client avatar. All righty. Now, why we have a bit of a signature program here at this middle level as well is so that people can get used to you. They might not know you yet, and so having like a sign up where they can come and join for, an amount of time could be really beneficial for what the next piece may bring. All right. So we can all understand, we've got some kind of signature program. It could also be a VIP membership option. All right. So some of you might run your business based on memberships. And if that's the case, you could have a VIP membership. All right. Now, the second thing that you want to have as part of this is what we call MRR. And this is where the magic starts to happen. Now, your MRR program is what we call monthly reoccurring revenue. Now, why we want to lock in monthly reoccurring revenue is for a few key reasons. It is stackable wealth. All right. It is stackable wealth generated across time and space. It is also financial freedom, and it is also safety and security. All right. The reason is, imagine if you knew exactly what you were getting paid for the next year in advance. All right. Now, a few years ago, I remember sitting there and having this this moment with myself. Like here, I was sitting on the lounge over there, and I was sitting here, and I fucking realized that I'd hit $20,000 in reoccurring revenue every single month, and that was locked in for the next 15 months. So I knew, regardless of anything else, regardless of what happened to me, regardless of what life was going to bring, regardless of anything else, I had financial safety and security to know that I had $20,000 in monthly reoccurring revenue coming in every single month for the next 15 months. All right. That is freedom. That is impact. That is choice. That is lifestyle. And we've been lucky enough to be able to grow to, over 50K monthly reoccurring revenue, and also, be able to have $100,000 months as well. All right. I couldn't have imagined this, as I said, 5-6 years ago, or all I did was imagine this. I was like, I want to have $1 million year, and I didn't know how I was going to get there, but I just kept finding and getting the support. And then I understood this 7-figure business modeling. All right. Understanding that if we get people, come and join us for a beautiful point A to point B journey, for 12 weeks. And then after that, we upsell them into some kind of monthly reoccurring revenue where they join us for a year, thereafter. Now, again, we're talking about the business model. What I'm not saying is that obviously, again, integrity, we want to be able to deliver. There's got to be, some kind of outcome that people are getting, right? But I'm going to, again, assume that all of you are humans of integrity. You might be sweating a little bit right now. Like, what the fuck am I going to teach for an entire year? And there is a difference in a course or a program and, like a mentorship, and that runs entirely different. And there are frameworks to that. All right. But if you're wanting to call in, multi 6 and 7-figure, like even again, if you're trying to get to 100K, running your business based on this 7-figure business modeling, building out your own empire suite that is clear, it is concise, right? Clear is kind, unclear is unkind. Okay. So we have a signature program that then, people can come and join, and then they can drop down into our monthly reoccurring revenue program, which may look like some kind of 1 year, even 6 months, a 6-month mentorship. All righty. Then what happens at the top is either like events, some kind of, you could run a monthly event like we spoke about before, and, all of your lead gen and marketing. So that could be that you have a community group, right? So we've got just all the different ways that leads come into our business, right? All the different channels and avenues. Okay. So the people are funneled through at the top. All right. Obviously this is where, we don't go jugular. It's like, what is the next most logical step? Let's chat to people. Let's get them on a call. Let's see what suits so that they can then come down here, be offered into our signature program. All right. Or, and then once they've done our signature program, maybe they come to MRR. Now, let me just break your brain a little bit more. Are you still with me? Give me some hashtag impacts if you're still with me. All righty. Now, if you're having calls up here, right? Because you're building know, like, and trust. So you're jumping on the phone to people and you're having a bit of a chat. Awesome, hashtag impact. What you get to do is you get to triage at this level, because there might be some people that come along that don't actually need your signature program. And they're like, no, I really want a long-term, I want a long-term strategy, hashtag impact, amazing, awesome. And so they might, don't do that. Hang on, don't hang up. There we are. So they might, you might offer them your signature program, or you can actually offer people, and I can't see this arrow because my mouse is in the way. I'm sorry. Let me just move this. No, like here. Wait, you guys, while I just break this. Hang on. Here it is. Oh my God. Triangle. That's what we're after. You can actually triage and put them straight down into your MRR. All right. There's nothing that says that they have to go to the signature program and then they're allowed to join the MRR. Like if they're pumped, ready. They're like, yes, I want to do the thing. Like, again, if you're on the phone to them and you're like, all right, within integrity, that the best option actually for them is that they come straight down here and they get the long-term, mentorship and support that they need. You can offer them straight there. Now, what I would say is there is another thing, right? The elephant in the room, which is one-on-one. One-on-one sits a little bit separately, okay? This model here, event or lead generation strategies that then goes to a call you then triage, and you either offer them signature program or MRR. These are hybrid programs. They are group with portions of one-on-one, perhaps, all right? Your one-on-one sits separately to that. What I suggest is that you might only take 1, 2, 3 maximum one-on-one clients at any given time, right? Because you want it to be bang for your buck. This business model, Empire Suite, is bang for your buck. It is leverage time. It is money stacked on top of money, because you could be working 1 hour, and if you've got 10 people, who are there with you in that one particular or that 90-minute session or something like that, you're making money on all 10 of those people. If you're doing one-on-one, you're only making money on one person. And if you have multiple one-on-ones, you're just going to burn yourself out. All right. So you might have you might have 3 to 5, let's say, one-on-one clients at any one time, and everybody else is, within the Empire Suite. What it also means is that your one-on-one time needs to be charged at the highest commodity within your business. It is only for super exclusive VIP people who are willing to pay that little bit more to have direct access and proximity to you, in that way. All right. It can't be everyone. You need to flip your brain from thinking, I have to prostitute myself for $50 a week or $100 a week or something along those lines, to actually people pay for access. All right. And so that you're either in leverage time, a group hybrid program as part of the Empire Suite, or one-on-one direct access to you is charged at the highest commodity, which is why it sits outside. And as we said, you only have 3 to 5 is a lot of people in one-on-one at any one time. All right. Whereas you can have as many as you want over here. Now, I want to say one more thing about this and we'll wrap it up. Stackable wealth. Let's say you're charging $1,000 for your signature program and you get 10 people in there. All right. That equals $10,000. All right. And you could run this. I'm just going to, let's just say you run it 4 times a year. All right. That is $40,000. All right. It's pretty good if you're running that 4 times a year. Now, if you then run so if you're running it 4 times a year and 10 people are joining each time, that's 40 people. Okay. Now, if you're running an MRR program, let's say, it's ongoing, it's evergreen, people can join at any time. All righty. Now, you're charging $10,000 for it. All right. Now, conversion rates are that for every 10 people we speak to, all right, you're going to sign up about 4 people. So if you've had 40 people across the year in your signature program, all right, 40 people, 4 for every 10, right? So that's 16 people are actually going to come from this 40. All right. Are you still with me? 16 people across the year are going to come and join your MRR program. That is literally the statistics. We're not just making this up. That is low end. 4 people for every 10 are going to come and join your MRR. All right. That's the conversion rate. So across the year, 16 people are going to join. That is $160,000. That means that just by doing this clear business model, having 10 people join you and you run your signature program 4 times a year, $40,000. And then of those 10 people each time, 4 of them are going to join, right? That's 16 people paying $10,000 is $160,000 a year. So together, you guys, that in itself is a $200,000 a year. Now, what if you've charged $5,000 for this, right? What if you were charging $5,000 for that? What if this was, 15 or 20K? This is how we start taking, you know, these simple things, and wherever your price thermostat is at the moment, we can work with that. You know, when I started doing monthly recurring revenue programs, it were, you know, for a year was like $5,000. You know, I was like, no, I'm too scared. $5,000 with me. All right. That's where I started, you know, and up here, I think it was like $1,997. All right. And you just build and build and build from there. Does this make sense, everyone? Is this cool? Like, tell me if you're like, oh my God, I need to change to a Empire Suite and bring further clarity, you know, to your business. Love this. Amazing. Right? This is how we create financial safety and security and stackable wealth. Imagine if you knew you had a guaranteed 200,000 as a bare minimum coming in over the next year in advance. Yep. Hashtag impact financial safety and security, right? Like, how awesome is that? So look, this is client Dana. Yes, hashtag impact. Amazing, amazing. You're still with me. So this is Dana. Dana is actually, Dana is a new client, which is amazing. Dana joined us as part of Empire of a Conscious Creatrix, which is one of our Empire Business Academy programs, which is amazing. Now she came a little bit disheveled. She's a hairdressing, like a business mentor for hairdressing businesses. So it's very, you know, niche, right? And she was like, I don't know, maybe I shouldn't do this. Maybe I should be broader and do all businesses, you know, mentoring or wealth or money, you know, mindset mentoring. Like, I don't know. And I was like, no, like, let's test. You know, you haven't tested enough in the niche that you want to stay in, you know, for us to actually get a good read on whether this is going to or not going to work, right? So we implemented a bunch of strategies with Dana. Dana came with no audience, right? People think, you know, like, oh, she's had such a great result. She must have come with this huge audience, hundreds of thousands of people. She came with no audience. She had 60 people in a dead community group, you know, that just wasn't working for her. Anyway, we implemented this seven-figure business strategy, exactly the Empire Suite that I just, you know, took you all through, right? She has like a signature program. We have her MRR. And what we did was we inserted, you know, some events and some lead generation strategies and some hand raisers, we call them. And so she put one of our hand raisers out there, and she got over 70 leads, right? Now, those 70 leads, you know, then dwindled down to maybe having about 20 people, which is a good statistic. 1/3 came and joined her 3 to 5 day challenge that she ran. And from that, I just got the final figures today. She's had a $46,000 fortnight. She's been working with us for weeks, right? This stuff works. You know, when you show up, like, that's the big thing about Dana. She took every action we told her to. She took it straight away, quick to implement, quick to ask for help. You know, she's always quick to help others, you know, and quick to share like these beautiful wins. It is an energetic experience business, right? It is about the strategy, but it's also about the behaviors, showing up and taking big motherfucking action so that you get a big motherfucking result. Right? She's been working with us weeks. She's had a $46,000 fortnight, and, you know, it's going to be an over $50,000 month. That's why I ask you, what would a $50,000 month mean to you? Right? And I can't wait to see, like, we've got a whole other fortnight, you know, with Dana to see what this, you know, what this month period of time actually ends up finishing at, right? Like, amazing. Amazing, amazing. Such a great action taker. So this is it, you guys, right? This is what's on the line. All right. This is the opportunity. It's a dream life by design, not by default. And if you feel like you've been making some of those mistakes, you've been winging it in business, you've been really reactionary, you know, maybe you haven't been getting yourself the support that you need, or you don't have the systems in place, right? Or you've been showing up a little bit wishy-washy or dabbling, you know, maybe not going all in, you know, then, you know, that's what's on the line. Your dream life. Everything that you want and desire is on the other side of taking, you know, big motherfucking action, you know, and like having that vision and getting the support to show you the way. All right. And a dream life by design, you know, it's up to these 4 things. Okay. You need to have, number 1, the right vehicle. And we've just given you the right vehicle, right? The right vehicle is the seven-figure business model. And regardless of where your business is at right now, we can tweak it and clean it up so that you have a clear pathway for your clients. All right, that you have those clear strategies, that you're having really clear conversations, that you're, utilizing those feminine sales, secrets and things like that, that we're utilizing pull marketing, not pushing ourselves and prostituting, on top of whatever, on top of people. And we understand the flow of money. You guys get all that now, right? And so we put that beautiful business model, seven-figure business model in place, and you've got the right vehicle. The other piece to the puzzle that we need for a dream life by design, not by default, is the right timing. So here's the thing. Let me tell you a quick little story. Coming up in the next month, I'm actually going to be starting study in paramedical science. And I know that seems really weird, but I've always loved paramedics. I've done, advanced responder with St. John's Ambulance for many years. It's this other piece of me that I absolutely love. Now it's not so that I can give up this stuff. You guys are safe. I love this. This is the main shebang, right? But it's such an interesting little journey that I've had even in the last few weeks where I was like, do I want to do this thing? And I'm like, yeah, I fucking do want to do it, right? And the way that I thought, because I was like, okay, it's going to take me a few years. And I thought, well, is it the right time to start right now? And I had all these reasons why now isn't the right time, and I'm busy and I should, put all the focus into my business, which I do. And, all this different stuff swirled up. And I was like, if I wait though, all that's going to do is push, me and finishing my goal, as in, being qualified as a medic and stuff like that. It's just going to push it back. So the quickest pathway between me and the result that I want, is by starting now. And I was like, yeah, fuck, fuck. Now, it's not, I can't do this. It's how can I do this? How can I make this work? Because if I want that thing, if it's meant to be, it's up to me. So the right vehicle, this is the best time. The best time was last year. The next best time is now. Exactly. Right. The best time was last year. Otherwise the second best time is right now. So you've got the right vehicle and you understand that the best time is right now. Now, the next thing that you need is the right environment. Okay. Now, environment really is the secret key. I'm not just saying that, because think about it. Let's use like a weight loss journey as an example. You want to lose weight, but your partner at home is not supportive, and so you're trying to eat, like healthy things, and you're starting new habits, and it's not his fault, that maybe, or he or she, it's not their fault that they, that they want to eat a kebab, or that they're going, that they're, drinking on the weekend or something like that. They get to make their own choices. We can't blame them. However, is it not more motivational when you're in the right environment where other people are lit up as well, or that are on the same path that you are? Or, and in relation to the example, if your partner is like, yes, let's do this together. I'm going to come for a walk with you at 5 a.m., so that we get it done. Or yes, let's meditate. Or yes, let's, cook healthy, delicious food together. Of course, being in that energy, that frequency, that motivation, is going to help lift you up. Especially if your belief is wavering in a moment, you need to be able to borrow somebody else's belief in you. Okay. And so being in the right environment really is the hack to anything in life. Whether you want to lose weight, whether you want better health, whether you want a better relationship, whether you want to like upscale, again, the people that you're hanging out with, whether you want more money. All right. In any of those areas, you can literally just like implement a different environment, put yourself around other people who are making multi-6 and 7-figure businesses, if that is your goal, right? And you are going to absolutely start elevating to the standard of where they are at. And because success leaves clues, you guys. And again, it doesn't matter if it's a relationship problem, a wealth, money, business problem, or a health problem. All right. Success leaves clues. So putting yourself in the right environment, makes the biggest amount of difference, out of anything. But the final piece to the puzzle is the right you. All right. The right you. And so again, when we tie all these things in together, having the right vehicle, understanding that the right time is now, putting yourself in environments that have you lit up as fuck in your, living your passion, joy, fun, play, pleasure, every single day, is absolutely going to ignite that right version of you that is going to, be, do, and have it all. All right. It's not the other way around. You need to show up and be that person first, so that you do the things that elevated, version of you is going to do, so that you can have it all. Right? We think that we need to, hustle, 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 do all the things, so that we can have the stuff. So then we'll finally be happy. Right? We'll finally be a millionaire. And it's not that way at all. We've got the equation all wrong. All right. And as like Sarah's jumped in, you are an average of the 5 people that you hang out with the most, and so it is so important that you're putting yourself in the environments that are going to elevate the standard of who you be, so that you can show up every fucking day with consistency, not based on your emotions at any given moment, right? To do the things that you need to do as that elevated version of yourself, so that you can have all the fucking things that you want in this lifetime. Your dream life by design, not by default, because that's what's on the fucking line. And that is it for us today. Any questions, comments, queries? What has been your biggest takeaway? I want to hear them, all right? Like I said, you're going to retain more if you are interacting, if you're giving us a little something in there. Let me see. If it's meant to be, it's up to me. 100%. Radical self-responsibility. No externalization, no blame, no pointing the finger. Life is happening for you, not to you, every single day, right? So we've got more. Now is the best time, because the quickest way to you and the results that you're after is getting started now. You guys have been listening. I love this. I'm a dream life by design, not by default. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Amazing. Success leaves clues. Yes. Give me some impacts. What is our figure for the end of today? What is our figure? I know I've got my little assistants in there. If you're watching this back, I want to hear, what is your biggest takeaway? Send me a message. Let me know what's resonated for you. And what is your next best action? I'd really love to hear, like, what is your next best action that you need to take to get from, you to that goal that you're after? We got 28 impacts, hashtag impact. I feel like that's 29. We're going to times that by 2. Let's just round it up to 30. So that's 30 entire weeks of water, all right, that we're going to donate off the back of today. So thank you so much, everyone, for being here with us now. Thank you so much for being part of our global giving channels as well, and playing along at home, playing full out, and I so can't wait to connect back in with all of you and hear, what that next juicy move is that you're going to take. I love you, and I will see you all very soon. So much love. Bye, 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 bye.